I don't actually like dancing. I just didn't know if the video was live. Welcome back to Barre. So yes, I'm sweaty. I just taught our first express class for the fall. Check it out. You're probably here because I said, hey, go watch my water ski tutorial for next week's class. So that's what we're here today. Today I'm going to tell you about water ski. I'm going to show you how to set it up. I'm going to show you how to modify it, and I'm going to help you with the troubleshooting because it is one of the more advanced moves. So don't worry, I'm going to walk you through all of it. Let me get my nice little bar on camera. There's the workout area. Okay, here we are, time to water ski. So maybe you're great at regular water skiing. That's something that's new to me, so maybe that's why I find this move challenging. Water ski is an intermediate to advanced move, and it's really for thigh work. There's lots of ways to cheat it. I'm going to tell you how not to do that, but really it is to work the thighs. So what makes water ski difficult? Well, a couple of things, and this is why it's making my least favorite moves video. Number one, if you have tight hip flexors, so if you're like me and you sit all the time, water ski is going to be really, really tricky. You might need to come in and out of the move. You're probably going to see me doing that next week, or if I'm able to hold it, it's going to be really, really hard. Another thing is that it's difficult to set up. Most of our positions have a very regular alignment. You know it by now. Ears over shoulders over hips over heels. Water ski is not taught in that alignment, so it feels a little different for us, and our bodies might not necessarily be used to it. The third thing and the most challenging is that we have to modify it if we don't have a wall-mounted weight-bearing bar. So even the studio that I teach, we have these portable bars, which are great. They're super flexible. I love it. But I can't pull my full body weight, and water ski really is designed to pull the full body weight. So if you have a jump sport, a rebounder that has the handle, I'm not going to demonstrate that, but you can come to my jump classes. We actually do pull back on the bar and water ski. It's a lot of fun. I've got my really gigantic couch over here. I possibly could find a way to pull back on that. Maybe you have a counter, but I just really don't know what type of support you have, and I don't have that, so I have to teach it in a modified way. All that to say, it's tricky, but why do we do it? It's super effective. So only 2 to 3 minutes of water ski. That's all you need to work your quads. I can't think of any quad exercise that's more efficient. So that's why we're doing it. It's a really good exercise and it's hard. So let's talk about the setup. So I've got my bar here. I've got my mat. Water ski, we're going to be in a high V position. And actually high V is going to be your modifier. So if you get into this and you think this is not for me, I'm going to just start by showing you that modification. So as a reminder, V position has those heels together, toes apart. High V, we're going to walk it in. That's our cheesecake slice. So if you're not digging water ski when we get into it, what I want you to do is simply come up into releve and then slide down into a regular high V position. And you'll just do your down an inch, up an inch. You're going to tuck and untuck. So I'll show you in profile just so you know. So here I'm in that nice little cheesecake slice near a V. Up I come, slide down the wall. This is your modification, high V, your shoulders, hips, heels. You're down an inch, up an inch. You're tuck and untuck, tuck and untuck. It all is going to work just fine. So I'll give you that cue when I teach it, but just remember, if you really, really don't like it, you don't have to go into it. So when you're doing water ski, I would highly, highly recommend that you do what we call on profile. So not facing into your support, but having your support holding on with whatever your dominant hand is. This is my right hand. It looks like my left, but it's my right hand. So I'm going to always be doing it with this hand on the bar. But again, the weight needs to be my feet. I can't pull on it. So I want you to suspend animation. I'm actually going to turn in to show you and demo it so you can see the shape of the body, and then I'll show you what it looks like facing. So just like we just were, we're going to come into that narrow V position. So right now I'm in that great ears, shoulders, hips, heels alignment. I'm going to come up into releve. So my heels are super glued together. And then to get to water ski, I'm going to tuck my hips, lean back, and roll my chest over. So hips tuck, chest back, roll over. So I can take my hands off. The weight is actually in my feet. It's here for support. So you can see why having the support you could pull on would be pretty dang amazing. So again, up onto releve. I'm going to tuck hips and lean back. And then my chest, as you can see, is up and over. So I'm not like this. If I were water skiing, I would miss the jump. So we think about water ski, we're not looking towards the sky. We have to roll that chest over so that we can see forward. That's the setup. So you're going to see me probably switching back and forth between the two. Let me show you what that looks like head on. So here I am in that wonderful high V. I'm gonna lift up. I've got just my one hand here. I'm gonna tuck the hips and lean back, and the chest is up and over. This other hand can be on the hip, or it can pull out. Now, I'm taking this off not because I want you to balance, but so where is my weight? My weight is all in the balls of my feet. This is why that tippy top heel releve is super important. That's why we strengthen our feet, is that we want to get all the way up there, and those feet need to be strong enough to hold us. So again, I'm pretending I'm water skiing. What are the movements that we're going to do in water ski? We're going to move down an inch, up an inch, and I'm going to think about those knees kind of going forward and back. We're going to tuck and untuck. Those are really the two main variations of moves that we're going to do in water ski. It's a very small set of movements. We're not going to be moving a lot. You'll probably hear it in my voice. I'm already out of breath. So as a reminder, when you're doing water ski, I really, really would prefer that you're on profile. I don't know what your support is. I don't know that I can trust it, that you can pull back on it. So unless you have a wall-mounted bar or a bar mounted on a jump sport trampoline that you know can take your body weight, I want you to practice water ski just with one hand and all of your balance going into your feet. Okay, I'm trying to make these tutorials shorter, but I want to give you a couple troubleshoots. So the first troubleshoot that I see is, and I'll turn back this way again, is when people are water skiing, but they're letting the head drop. I'm exaggerating, but again, pretend you're going over a jump. You're on the lake. You're going to go over the jump. See, this is why I can't call on a support. So for me to do that, I need to be rolled kind of that S shape in my body. So I'm kind of a letter S. That's tip number one, is that we really want to make sure the head's not thrown back. We always want to know where we're going when we're water skiing. The second one, I mentioned that people cheat in water ski. People love to cheat in water ski. I love to cheat in water ski because it's tiring. So how do we cheat water ski? The main way that we cheat water ski is we try to move those exercise entirely from the quads into the glutes. What does that look like? So here I am in my water ski, and the leg is bearing the weight. So what I want you to do is when you're in water ski, I want you to then use your booty to flex your booty, right? When I flex that booty, that's taking a lot of the weight. Now let the booty go. And where does the work move? The work moves to the thighs. That's what we're trying to work. So especially if water ski is new to you, what are you going to do? You're going to tense up. You're going to squeeze the glutes. That's the cheat. So if you feel like you need to squeeze your glutes, if you're in that water ski, what I want you to do is try to relax the glutes. Just try to let them go. Sometimes untucking the hip just a little bit helps. Maybe you need to come out of it for a second, and then you can come back down. But a lot of people just squeeze those glutes again and again. And again, that's great. I'm glad you're working your glutes. That's not why we do water ski. We do water ski for the quads, the hip flexors, and you're going to get a little bit of inner thigh. So again, to review, water ski, tough move for the thighs. Tough move to teach, tough move to do. You can hear it in my voice. I'm going to encourage you to just practice that setup and know that you always have that modification of going into a regular high V position and just moving up and down and tucking. You always have options in a Barre or Sarah class, but I want to do these tutorials so you can see what the move looks like ideally, especially now that we're in express classes. We've got to chop, move it along. So expect to see more tutorials coming soon. If there's a move that you want to learn more about, you'd like to see me break down something at the bar, just leave me a comment. I'm always happy to film more tutorials for you. Thanks everyone, and hope to see you next week at Sarah's Least Exercises, Sarah's Least Favorite Exercises, Part 2. Bye everyone.